How to play Steal and Plunder. To play the game, you will need 3 to 6 players. First, shuffle the deck. Each player draws a card to determine who starts. The player with the highest value will play first. At this point, power cards have 0 value. Players who tie must redraw. Give the winner both the start and reload tokens. Shuffle these cards back into the deck. Write the players' names on the included scorecard and decide on the goal. 10 million rand or set a number of rounds. A round takes about 20 minutes. 3 and 4 rounds will be needed for players to reach the 10 million rand goal. Now, deal 5 cards per player, face down. Place the remaining cards on the playing surface. This will be known as the draw pile. Place the top card face up next to the draw pile. This is the discard pile. The player with the start token plays first and play rotates clockwise. You have 5 options. When it is your turn, you can only play one of these options per turn.
Option 1. Match 2 identical wealth cards, or a wealth card and a wild card from your hand and place them in front of you. This is your wealth stack. When you play your first wealth pack on your wealth stack, show it to the other players and place it face down. It is locked in and cannot be stolen or plundered. Subsequent wealth packs must be placed face up and crisscross over the packs below. Option 2. Match a wealth card from your hand with an identical wealth card from the discard pile. When picking up a card from the discard pile, it must be played immediately on your wealth stack. Your turn is over. Option 3. This can only be done once you've locked in a wealth pack on your wealth stack, so it won't be applicable during the first round. This move is to steal the top wealth pack from any other player. This can be done by playing a wealth card identical to the opposition top card and announcing your intent to the player that you wish to steal the top pack. A wild card can also be played to initiate a steal challenge. The player being challenged can defend the challenge by declining the steal and playing a matching wealth card or any wild card from their hand. The 2 players can play matching wealth cards or wild cards until the player wins the challenge. All cards involved in the challenge are placed on the top of the winner's wealth stack, with any wild cards below the top card, and the challenging player's turn ends.
Option 4. Play a power card. There are 7 power cards in the deck. All will and must be played during a game round. A power card cannot be defended, and this counts as a turn. Plan the timing of when you play your power cards and wild cards, as this will impact your wealth at the end of the game.
Option 5. If you cannot or choose not to play any other action, discard any card from your hand by placing it on the discard pile and draw the top card from the draw pile. If there are no cards remaining on the draw pile, then your turn is over and the number of cards remaining in your hand will decrease. When you have played or discarded the last card from your hand, you can no longer participate in the game round, but your top wealth stack can still be stolen by other players with remaining cards. Once all players have played a turn and the player with the start token is reached, the player announces reload. Starting with the player holding the reload token, each player draws from the draw pile to replenish their hand to 5 cards. This action moves clockwise until all players have 5 cards, or the draw deck contains no more cards. At this point, the reload token moves clockwise to the next player. Play starts again with the player holding the start token. Endgame is reached when there are no more cards on the draw deck. Once all players have played their cards, the round is over and it's time to total up your loot. At this point, the player with the tax audit card must halve the value of the cards below the tax audit card. Any wealth accumulated after the tax audit counts as full value. You may need a calculator at this point to ensure you add up the value of your accumulated ill-gotten gains correctly. All players give their total wealth to the scorer who writes it on the scorecard. The scorer then announces the standings. If the goal is reached, the player with the most accumulated wealth is declared the winner and crowned Mzansi's most corrupt citizen. If the goal is not reached, the cards are shuffled and redealt, and the start token is moved clockwise. That player also starts with the reload token. Thanks and enjoy playing Steal and Plunder.